Hi guys, it's Jess Larson from jesslarson.blogspot.com, and I'm here today with a quick tutorial on masking. I'm going to just have you guys watch as I make the card today, and I will sort of talk you through the techniques that I'm using. First of all, I am scoring a 1/4 of an inch border here on an A2 card. A2 is the standard size, and I'm just going in a 1/4 of an inch and making score lines. Then what I'm doing is I'm masking off the back of the card. I don't want it to get inked up. Now I am taking the stamp. It's the stencil flower, I believe, from Hero Arts. And I am masking off the border of the card. As you can see, I'm just masking off the edges. Now I'm taking Memento ink, and I'm inking up my stamp really good on my Fisker stamp press. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. And you'll see that I have masked it off in such a way that I will still be left with that 1/4 of an inch border that we scored earlier. And there you go. You can just see that I have done part of the flower on there. And I'm reusing these Post-it notes. I use a lot throughout this video, but I reuse them the whole time and I keep using them for multiple cards. And it's out of frame a little bit, but down at the bottom I'm just doing the same thing. All right, now what I'm doing is a very important part to masking. I have stamped the image onto a scrap piece of paper and I am just finishing cutting it out. And this is what we actually use for our mask. So I take some reusable or removable adhesive. It's Tombow Mono Multi Removable Adhesive. And I line it up to the image that I've stamped on the card and I just place it on there. We'll remove it later. Now again, those Post-its are back and I am masking over the score line that I did. My head kind of peeks in there, sorry. And I am just going over that score line, masking it off. And now I'm going to take some Shabby Shutters Distress Ink. That is from Ranger. It's a Tim Holtz Distress Ink. They're very popular. Finishing masking off that border there, you can see. And I'm taking my foam applicator tool and I'm starting off of my card on the Post-it kind of, and going in a circular motion and inking around in that blank space where nothing is stamped. Now I'm being careful not to get to that bottom flower because I only made one mask, so I'm just going to switch it here. You see that I went around it with the ink tool, and now I'm just going to switch that one to the bottom, and then I will go ahead and go around it again with my ink tool there. And I'm just not really, going in any sort of shading pattern. I'm not trying to make any part darker than another part, but I just finished up there. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the reverse of the mask, the inside part, and I'm lining it up, just as I did with the other mask. I'm just taking it, lining it up, and then those Post-its come back again to mask off that border. I really like the look of that clean border on the outside. Now I'm taking some Spiced Marmalade Distress Ink and a new foam applicator tool, and I'm inking up that flower. With this flower, I'm trying to stay darker towards the center of the flower and then kind of lightening it up as I go to the outside. And you're going to see that I'm going to leave it masked as it is. And I'm taking the faded text background from Stampabilities. I know Hero Arts has a good faded text background too. But I'm taking that stamp, I'm inking it with Antique Linen Distress Ink, and I'm stamping it over that flower just to sort of give it some dimension. This is a 1-layer card, and so I like to give it just a little more depth. And so that's what I did with that there. And the words just ended up on the flower because everything else was masked off. Now, as you can see here, I'm doing the same exact thing as I did for the orange flower. I am just taking that mask and taking my Post-its again. I'm a little bit out of frame here, you guys. I'm sorry about that. But then I'm taking actually 2 colors of Distress Ink. It's Milled Lavender and Dusty Concord. And I start with the Milled Lavender, I believe, at the bottom, just to kind of get it a little bit darker down there. And then I go up with the Dusty Concord. I think the Dusty Concord is actually a more purple ink. I felt like the Milled Lavender was a little more grayish. But I like the depth that using 2 colors kind of gives me. And now again, you see that while it's masked, I go ahead and I ink up that stamp with Antique Linen and stamp it over the flower. And as you can see, it really gives a clean look to the card. Now for my sentiment, I'm using a sentiment from Hero Arts. It's from the Good Thoughts set, and it says, "Sending good thoughts your way." And I just thought it was would work for a lot of occasions, and it really filled up that space there nicely. All right, now I'm taking some Hero Hues pearls and gems. I'm actually just using a few of the pearls, and I'm embellishing the center of the flower with those. So I use the lighter color pearl and then a couple of the darker orange pearls too. I don't really have a rhyme or reason when I go about this. I just stick them on there until I think it looks good. I am using the Tonic craft knife to apply those to the card. That is another Tim Holtz product. Awesome, awesome craft knife. It's retractable, so it's safer on little ones, and it stays super sharp, and you get a couple replacement blades too. So you can see I'm going down there with the purple Hero Hues, and I'm just doing 3 down there because I don't have too big of a center. And that's all there is to it. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you learned a lot. Visit jesslarson.blogspot.com for more videos and tutorials and card making fun.